We'll sing the Butler War Song.
The Butler University Experience. This year, more than 10,000 students will apply to become a Bulldog.
It took a lot of courage and heart to stick to my word and not break my promise to my teammates.
Love it. Like her.
That's a great essay.
The admissions staff will spend months scrutinizing applications to fill a freshman class of only 1,000.
It's a combination of excitement and nervousness.
I hope they see me as a person.
I'm not just an SAT score.
I hope they think that I'm a very well-rounded person.
Hope I get in.
The college admission process is one that causes a great deal of stress for students. It seems so secretive.
Was it denied?
Our cameras captured what really happens as college admissions counselors decide who's in.
Straight A's. Then just bites it.
And who's not.
The wrong decision would be to offer admission to students who cannot be successful here.
If you get the thin envelope, that means you didn't get accepted.
I'm going to be hoping that I get the fat envelope for sure.
If you got the big one, you got accepted.
This is an RTV6 News special, The Envelope. Now, RTV6 anchor Todd Connor.
For thousands of high school students, the road to a college campus like this can be nerve-wracking, exciting, and more than a little mysterious. Students and their parents often wonder what magical combination of grades, scores, essays, and activities will get them the fat envelope. Now, thanks to Butler University granting us exclusive access, we're able to give you a rare look behind the closed doors of the college admission process.
How can I help you? What's your name? It's a great opportunity. What grade are you guys in?
Each fall, college counselors like Butler University's Andy White
Have a great day.
descend on high schools in search of the best and brightest.
I don't know what I want to be yet. I have two majors, either a talk show host or a doctor. Is that funny?
No, it's okay.
For millions of teenagers, college is all about hopes and dreams. Hoping they get accepted by their favorite school and dreaming about what they want to be when they graduate. But the process can be overwhelming.
Making sure everybody gets your transcripts, your resumes, writing profile letters, just getting in where you want to go and making sure it's affordable for you.
This spring, more than 3 million high school seniors will graduate, with 2/3 of them on their way to college.
My name is Jasmine Dominique Caldwell, spelled Jas.
Kylie Broughton, KY.
Jonathan Dom, Jona.
Lauren Tiemann.
Jordy Long, Jordy.
We've been following 5 Indiana students through the application process since last summer. From visiting the Butler campus
So the building we're just leaving is Atherton Union.
Here's SMU, which
to wading through the onslaught of mail from colleges.
DePaul University, Bucknell University, Miami University, University of Virginia.
We watched as they checked out their test scores.
SAT scores, there we go.
I am a student.
And as they filled out their applications.
There are computer labs in each academic building.
We followed along as they got a taste of what college life is really like.
I am visiting Butler University. I'm going to shadow a student here, a percussion student that I know from high school.
As we followed our students, we found the name of the game at this point was focus.
We live by the calendar. We check all the different schools' deadlines and, work on what's due first.
Since the Butler Bulldogs' 2 recent appearances in the NCAA Final Four, freshman applications have surged 40%, creating a different kind of March Madness in Robertson Hall.
This is a stack of applications that we
Every application lands here.
We had over 2,400 applications waiting in the queue.
In the Operations Center.
We have the right address, we have the right major.
The hub of the department. Last year, the admissions department compensated for the large number of applications by waitlisting many students. But that backfired when they chose to go elsewhere, leaving the university about 30 freshmen short. Multiply 30 by just 1 year's tuition, room, and board, that's more than $1 million shortfall. Director of Admission, Amay Shireman.
Coming off of not hitting the mark last year, there was a lot of pressure.
Mom, can you help me, please?
Ben Davis senior Jasmine Caldwell and her mother Kelly are also feeling the pressure.
Are you where you want to be in the application process?
No, we probably should have started a little bit earlier.
Starting early is what many students and parents told us is one key to a successful college application.
College Central right around this table.
Jordy Long is a senior at Fishers High School, and he has the added burden of auditioning to become a music major. Like the other students, Jordy told us his mother helped him most when applying to college, but it's a stressful few months for everyone.
I come home and I see the stress and the anxiety of trying to get this information together, trying to figure out what makes it for a good essay.
In the olden days when we went, you just went and got the paper application and you knew that's what you had to do, and then you had to go turn it in.
Those days are long gone. The vast majority of applications are now filled out online, and the competition to get accepted seems to have increased along with the price of a college education. Currently, it costs more than $40,000 a year to attend Butler, so serious money is on the line.
They say that you shouldn't really look at the cost of a college, that you should just apply to it and see what kinds of scholarships and grants and things you might get.
For Joe and Joni Broughton, finances are a consideration, but at this point they're more focused on their daughter Kylie finding a good fit.
I just hope that they see that she's pretty well-rounded and that she could be an asset to the college. I'm okay wherever she goes, as long as she goes and stays there for the 4 years and gets the education.
Do you ever wonder who's part of the admissions committee?
Now the debates begin behind Butler's closed doors. Who's in and who's not?
I don't know what you're advocating, but I'm glad it's on film that I'm against it. It took a lot of courage and heart to stick to my word and not break my promise to my teammates.
Love it. Like her.
That's a great essay.
This year, Director of Admission Amay Shireman and the rest of the staff at Butler University will pour over about 10,000 applications from high school seniors who want to become a Bulldog. Ultimately, they'll whittle that number to a freshman class of only 1,000.
I hope they see all the volunteer stuff I do and how intuitive I am.
I visited Butler between sophomore and junior year.
New Palestine senior Lauren Tiemann has worked for years to get into her favorite university. She has good grades and test scores, is involved in school activities, and spends her extra time doing volunteer work, something many students do as a way to show colleges they're well-rounded.
This is the Warehouse thrift store. It's in Greenfield, and the proceeds go to the homeless shelter in our community.
What if you don't volunteer? Are you out the door?
Not at all. Not at all, because it may not be your thing. What I can say is that we're looking for students who are actively engaged outside of the classroom.
More than half of the students applying to Butler get their applications in by the November 1st early action deadline.
Good. I just wanted to thank you for completing your application to Butler University and wanted to let you know that the final decisions will be mailed to you on December 15th.
It's during that 6-week period when long days turn into even longer nights in the admissions department.
Okay, here we go.
They don't meet minimum requirements.
We looked at her.
Do you want to move this one?
This is a red light, green light.
Slightly higher GPA.
This is a deny.
Defer would be a good compromise.
I would keep her as a wait list.
Counselors read through stacks of applications. It's like cramming for finals, only someone else's future is on the line. But for our students and thousands of Hoosier families, what goes on behind the closed doors of the college admissions department is a total mystery.
This is my vision for it, that they sit around and they go around in a circle and they read one application, and then another person will read another application, and another person will say yes, no, but I have no idea.
That's why RTV6 News went behind the closed doors of Butler University's admissions department to demystify the process. Tom Weed is the Vice President of Enrollment Management.
A lot of it is that people just don't know what it's all about. It seems so secretive. And a lot of it is because you do what you can, but ultimately the decision is out of your control.
The decision might be out of your control, but it helps to know what the admission staff is looking for.
They always say that they put emphasis into what classes you take, the strength of your schedule, make sure you don't slack off your senior year, have a senior slide.
The National Association of College Admissions Counseling lists the top factors considered in a student's application as grades in college prep courses, curriculum strength, SAT and ACT scores, and GPA. After that, colleges look at essays, recommendations, extracurricular activities, class rank, and the student's interest in attending that college. Each Butler application passes through at least half a dozen pairs of hands, more if there's a red flag.
If it's a student who's on the bubble, you're probably talking about anywhere between, I would say, 6 to 12 people who will get involved.
When it gets to that point,
she's an admit.
Shireman and a review committee practically dissect the entire application line by line, year by year, letter grade by letter grade. Nothing gets past them.
In his junior year, F, F, C, D, D.
Why?
No explanation anywhere. Nothing. Straight A's, straight A's. Then just bites it junior year.
Surprisingly, even a bad semester where a student bites it doesn't mean it's the end of the line. The admissions staff simply wants to know why.
His dad dropped dead. It's him and his mother. And he suddenly was left without a father and having to support his mother. And that was not in the application anywhere.
But no one is spared from scrutiny, not even students with high GPAs and test scores, as we found when a valedictorian's application for the elite pre-pharmacy program came up for review.
She has 4 APs. She's valedictorian. She's valedictorian and she has 4 APs.
Then I expect more. I expect more. I have seen stronger schedules come out of this high school.
Any disagreements in here?
Always, always. You know, that's the advantage of going to committee, is that you get to hear other people's perspectives.
I don't care if it's creative writing. I don't care if
she's taking a creative writing class as she submits this essay.
And of all the things she could be creative about, she chose to be creative and kill a cop.
While essays are far from the most important component of the application, they are often the focal point of the admissions staff.
A little.
But then I said
scary.
to call and find out what the assignment was, and you said no.
I don't care what the assignment was. It was creative writing.
Go right ahead.
And you know what else you can do? You can scratch out my name and make her yours.
You really get some hot discussions in some of these.
We do. Animated, yeah.
It's good to be personal, but applicants can overshare.
Too much information.
I think that's the big question is kind of what do they look for?
Often, admissions counselors advise students to write about overcoming an obstacle. Jonathan Dom's essay included dealing with a learning disability as well as cancer when he was only 5 years old.
Besides chemo, I had surgery removing my 11th rib where the tumor was located. I also received radiation to my chest.
This year, he'll graduate from Plainfield High School with an honors diploma.
I see a great GPA and letters of recommendation and so forth, and then I get to that essay. It can affirm my decision. It can also sometimes cause for me to reverse my decision.
But sometimes Butler breaks its own rules to get who it wants.
That doesn't mean we're going to waive it for everybody.
And then a send-off celebration like you've never seen.
Ta-da!
As decision day looms, it's hard to tell who's more anxious, our high school seniors
He actually went to the mailbox the other day, which he usually doesn't.
or their parents.
A little nervous for him because I know that's where he wants to go, and just probably be a little disappointed, you know, if he doesn't get it.
SAT is 465.80.
Back on the Butler campus, the pressure is on the admissions staff to finalize the toughest application decisions.
The verbal's low.
Those students who, for a variety of reasons, are on the fence.
She has been to visit.
That's when Dean of Admissions Scott Ham looks for input from the deans of the individual colleges.
We tell people it's not a golden ticket by any means,
Yeah.
but certainly, you know, with a double legacy,
Sure.
that's something that we just want to pay attention to.
Yeah, I don't like the test scores. I worry about that, but let's go ahead on this one, admit, and hope for the best.
Now that most of the decisions are final, Scott begins signing the thousands of acceptance letters.
While it's a time-consuming part of my job, it's one of my favorite things to do because it's good news.
Well, mostly good news. He also signs the denial letters, a personal touch he feels all the students deserve. It's now December 15th. The wait is almost over. In a conference room inside the admissions department, the workers stuff denial letters into the thin envelopes, the ones high school seniors don't want to see in their mailboxes.
I get a little sad just because I loved this place so much, and I know how hard students work on their applications and their whole high school careers for this moment.
Staffers spent all week organizing 5,800 envelopes, the number of students who applied by the early action deadline. Approximately 80% of those were fat envelopes, the ones with the acceptance letter inside. Those got special treatment, including a hand-stamped wax seal. As the clock ticked toward the deadline,
your little note here.
The two top people in the admissions department reconsidered a handful of cases they originally deferred. The Jordan College of Fine Arts desperately needed to fill a critical position in one of the university ensembles.
This is an outstanding student, somebody who has great credentials, a 31 on the ACT. What's the GPA, Scott?
I believe it was over a 4.0.
Yeah. So a terrific student who just happened to have 2 years of science and is a great bassoonist.
In the end, not meeting the requirement of 3 years of science was outweighed by the fact the university needed a bassoonist. The student was accepted and admission standards were set aside.
We have hard and fast rules, but rules are made to be broken.
And that happens on occasion.
It does, and even more than on occasion.
Okay, everybody, here's the drill.
Finally, after weeks and weeks of hard work, the moment arrived.
Let's grab some bins.
Thanks, Barry.
Everyone grabbed a bin and marched proudly toward the U.S. postal truck waiting outside. Even school mascot Blue 2 showed up to help usher in a new class of Butler freshmen.
This is a fun day, you know, and it's, if you will, it's when the holiday season starts around the office because the reading is done.
And keeping with tradition, the director of athletic bands added a special touch to the occasion, playing the Butler fight song.
I just hope there's a lot of musicians in this box, Tom.
I'm sure there are, Dave.
I've asked Santa for tuba players.
Still coming.
More than 70 bins loaded onto the truck.
This is the last one right here.
The final bins contained deferral and denial letters.
When we were carrying out our envelopes, nobody wanted to touch that bucket.
Is that
Nobody
true?
wanted to touch that bucket, that's true. And one brave soul agreed to do so. And I know I wasn't the only one who said a little prayer at that point for those kids.
We've been working in some cases with these students for more than 18 months, sometimes more than 2 years. We've met with them, they've come to visit us, and they have honored us by applying to this school. So it's only fair that we honor them today as the decisions go out. This is the start of their academic career. This is when they officially become a part of the Butler community. So cheer along with me, okay? Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! All right, yeah!
But our students and their families are still anxiously waiting for their envelope.
I'm counting down the days.
Gearin Catholic senior Kylie Broughton just finished her last day of classes before winter break. It's the day she and the rest of the students were following would finally find out whether their years of hard work paid off, whether Butler University accepted them.
Accepted! Woo!
For Kylie, this was her 5th acceptance letter. She's since received 7 more.
Congratulations.
Number 5, and from Butler, how do you feel?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
5 for 5 feels fantastic, and especially Butler too, because I think Butler was probably one of the tougher ones to get into. Jordy.
In nearby Fishers, Jordy Long got his envelope on his 18th birthday.
Hey, look at that. Oh, that was a pretty big envelope, though.
Yeah.
Several other schools already sent Jordy acceptance letters, but he really wants to go to Butler and had been waiting more than 6 weeks for this day to arrive.
That's your name.
That is my name. Dear Jordy,
What's it
on
say?
behalf of the faculty and staff of Butler University, welcome to the class of 2016, intern on August 22nd, 2012. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a nice birthday present.
Yeah.
My Butler letter came.
Our next stop, Lauren Tiemann in New Palestine.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. That's supposed to be good news.
Right. I got in.
You got in.
I got in.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This was also Lauren's 5th acceptance letter, and she already has scholarship offers from the other schools.
Butler is my #1 school, but then I also have to factor how I'm going to pay for it.
You have to be proud of your daughter.
She's an amazing young woman.
We postponed our visit to Jonathan Dom's house since the letter arrived the day before his grandmother's funeral. His parents recorded the moment and showed us a few days later.
Congratulations, you have been carefully selected from the largest and most talented applicant pools in our history.
Woo!
Are you excited?
Yeah, I guess.
I've been waiting for like 2 months.
Turns out our 5th senior, Jasmine, missed the early action application deadline, so she got her envelope a few months later.
It's a rejection letter. You have to have backup plans, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't put all my faith into just this one school, because that would have been really bad.
What do you hope parents and students take away from the envelope?
How much love and effort and energy we put into our jobs every day. That it's not an easy decision to make. Mostly that we do it with compassion and integrity.
We'll fight the Butler battle, but the Bulldogs never do or die. And in the glow of the victory firelight, the victory history cannot deny. To add a page or two for Butler's fighting crew beneath the Hoosier sky. We'll sing the Butler war song, we'll give a fighting cry. We'll fight the Butler battle, but the Bulldogs never do or die. And in the glow of the victory firelight, the victory history cannot deny. To add a page or two for Butler's fighting crew beneath the Hoosier sky. Beneath the